Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Haraldus, and when deciding what kind of video to make for this week, I used the YouTube Studio app on my phone to see what people are looking for, and it seems that you guys are interested in cloud computing. So today I will help you understand what is cloud computing, and by the end of the video you will have a basic understanding of cloud computing and concepts such as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, and other basics such as the well-architected framework. Before we dive into today's topic, let me quickly share a bit about myself and why I'm passionate about cloud computing. I spent the last 3 years working in tech industry in various development roles. Along the way I've earned multiple certifications in Azure and AWS platforms, which have given me a better understanding of the cloud platforms and best practices. Before that I did 2 years of studying cloud computing at Birmingham Metropolitan College, where I learned a lot about the power of the cloud and what you can do with it, and it really fascinated me. So if you Google what is cloud computing, you'll get something along the lines of this, that it's the delivery of computing resources like storage servers and software over the internet. However, in simple terms, it's just renting infrastructure, servers or storage from one of the cloud providers such as AWS, Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud. So there is no actual cloud, it's just a marketing term, and your apps are still running on regular servers. They're just someone else's servers and you're renting them. So instead of owning physical hardware such as networks, switches, cables, servers, etc., you rent these resources. You basically get an on-demand access through one of the cloud service providers, and you only pay for what you use. And this approach could be more flexible and scalable and more cost efficient when compared to traditional on-premises setups. Cloud computing can be categorized into 3 main service models, each servicing specific needs. So let's break them down. Infrastructure as a service can be thought of as a foundation. It provides access to virtualized or bare-bone computing resources like servers, storage and networks. For example, you could rent a virtual server from AWS like an EC2, or a whole dedicated server with EC2 dedicated hosting, meaning a real hardware server, and you configure the operating system, install software and manage everything yourself in both of these cases. Next we got platform as a service, and it goes a step further by providing tools and platform to build, deploy and manage applications without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. It usually handles stuff like scaling up and down the number of instances that are running your application, load balancing, health checks and monitoring. This makes it really easy for developers to create new apps without worrying about the underlying infrastructure. All they have to do is deploy the code to the platform. A good example of this is Google App Engine or AWS Amplify, where you connect your code source, for example GitHub repository, select your tech stack, and it can deploy and manage your app's infrastructure for you. And lastly, we've got software as a service. So software as a service is all about ready-to-use software delivered over the internet. So you simply log in and use the application. And examples include YouTube, Gmail, Dropbox, Salesforce and many others. I mean, this is what most users are familiar with. Based on which service model you are using, you and the cloud provider will have different responsibilities, and this is where the shared responsibility model comes in. As an example, here you can see the AWS shared responsibility model. So if you use something like infrastructure as a service, you're usually responsible for maintaining all of your own software, such as the operating systems and any apps that are running on it. And the cloud provider is responsible for the actual physical infrastructure, like servers, network switches, etc. But if you use something like software as a service or platform as a service, you don't need to worry about any operating system maintenance. Here are a few cloud computing benefits. So scalability. You can easily scale up or down based on the demand. For example, if you have seasonal activity, you can scale up to meet the demand for those couple of months and then pay nothing when no one is using your solution. Cost efficiency. Pay only for what you use, so there's no need to buy any hardware upfront. Global access. Access resources and services from anywhere in the world. This is because the major cloud providers have data centers all over the world, meaning your app can be hosted at the closest location to the user. They usually also provide over 99% service level agreements and more for some of their services. Security and reliability. Cloud providers invest heavily in security and data redundancy, and it's often their responsibility. Each of the cloud providers have their own version of the well-architected framework. So the well-architected framework are a set of best practices for building secure, reliable, and efficient systems in the cloud. They usually are focused on the same principles. So operational excellence would be focused on running and monitoring systems efficiently. Security, ensuring that you're protecting your data and you are compliant with the latest GDPR and your local compliance stuff. And then reliability is ensuring that you can recover from failures. Performance efficiency is about using your compute resources effectively. And then lastly, cost optimization, because no one wants to pay more when they can pay less. So there you have it, a quick introduction into cloud computing. Hopefully you've found what you've been looking for. In this video we have covered what cloud computing is, the main service models, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service, the benefits of using the cloud, the shared responsibility model, and an overview of the well-architected framework. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tech insights, and leave a comment below if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and see you again in the next video.